The Beatles Now and Then, an AI future. Welcome to Mark and Pete. Here's a thought.
The Fab Four is heard once more, with Lennon's voice and Harrison's guitar. McCartney sprinkles music magic on the score, backed by a twinkling star. Yes, the Beatles have released what is billed as their final song. It is called Now and Then. Now, it's been 45 years in the making. Why? Quite simply because the original track was recorded by John Lennon on a tape recording machine. And it's until recently, it's been impossible to be able to put it to production standards of today. But now we come into the world of artificial intelligence. Yes, the track is now released, and certainly is a far cry from what the original was. Clergyman Pete, what do you think about the song? But more importantly, where do you think that AI can go? And maybe there's a possibility of a future for the Beatles with AI.
Well, the song's all right. I mean, it does sound like a Beatles song. Just one more brief comment on the song. It's John Lennon's voice on it sounds almost like a parody of his voice. It's a very John Lennon-y John Lennon. That's how I could put it. Maybe they just overdid it a bit in their tuning to make sure all the recognizable features of his voice were accentuated. I don't know, but it did that was my thought. I think it's impressive that they can do this. AI, I mean, we're big fans of AI on this show, obviously.
Oh, yes.
But it does seem in this particular case that what you have is the ability to resurrect something that could have been lost. I mean, you can compare it to, finding a lost painting by a famous artist, and you haven't got it all, but some of the gaps are filled in where it's been damaged over the years, whatever it is, and you end up with a masterpiece. So it isn't the work of that artist, but it is, and that's really what you've got here. Although, of course, you do have added music by the real musicians. So
Yes.
The added flavor to this, the added interest, is that two of the Beatles actually provided live music on it and
Correct.
singing on it. So you have a mixture of resurrecting old music and genuine live music merged together. So I think that gives this of great interest. But yes, this does seem to me that it has a future. Resurrecting the past has a future because we're so nostalgic. Maybe it's not uniquely, but very much a British thing to be nostalgic. I think that because of that, AI resurrection techniques, I think, have a future.
Well, I agree. And in fact, I'm going to come in from a commercial perspective. Certainly, the technology is magnificent, as you say. The ability to be able to resurrect something that was really quite a poor production originally, and it was never intended purely for the purpose of production. It was there just simply to capture the song. But the fact is that what has been done is a remarkable achievement technologically. So we don't know the success of the song commercially. We'll see how that works. But what I do think here is that AI is so sophisticated today, and potentially I could see that what they might do is create an AI Beatles, meaning that it's so good at being able to either simulate a voice or soundtracks, and potentially with the catalogue of something like the Beatles or potentially other well-known groups, whether it be ABBA or Elvis Presley or something like that, something that is basically an iconic music artiste, you could see the potential where it creates its own compositions based upon the style of the original artist.
Yeah.
Now, some people who, of course, are great fans of these sort of artists would think, no, that's not the original. But I actually think that from a commercial perspective, as long as it's very clear that AI has generated it, then potentially there's a wealth of material that you can do. If you like the style of the Beatles, and that's something that you're interested in, I could see a future for it. Similarly, again, with other artists. We already know that well-known artists today, like Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran and many others, they do use techniques in production to be able to keep a clean sound and to make sure that the quality of their music is to their original purpose. But AI can now simulate what they do. So I think that the question then really is that where does that lead the original artists? Is it that they're going to be replaced? So the big question now is that is the future AI, or is the future with human beings, the original artists? What do you think?
Well, I can see the fears that you have if you can have AI replicating the work of artists. You can have AI being an artist.
Correct.
But I don't really see that as a problem. Be interested to see what he came up with. I think these are unfounded fears. It's just an additional level of entertainment and art.
Yes.
I mean, if you think about AI and how it would produce a song if it were just producing it from scratch, well, it would depend on what input there was, how you describe the song and what you wanted. So the skill would then be, in a way, the programming, the questions that you asked to the AI, what it produced, and so it's still a skill and an art, but it's a different skill to the actual singing. So I don't have a problem with it, and I'd be interested to hear what it could come up with, and whether actually it'd be better than the artists, or I think probably just different.
Do you think, though? I mean, I'm thinking from those individuals who are purists. Do you think it should be a separate chart? So you'd have the original artists as a chart song re-released and or other, and then an AI chart?
Well,
or do you think it should be the same chart?
You should have a separate AI chart in the same way as you have a separate country and western chart.
Right.
But I don't see. Okay. I don't think that you need to separate it off completely. As in, there should be an overall chart, shouldn't there, on the best, which is your favourite song, and just let them duke it out.
Okay, all right. Well, now here's the question, which I think I'd love to ask you. If that were to be the case, that AI, as sophisticated as it is now, and let's be honest, it's going to get better, which artist, from your perspective, would you like to hear? For example, we've talked about a pop band. Would you like to hear something from Mozart or maybe Beethoven or Bach or something like that? Is that the sort of thing that you'd be happy to hear?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be thinking in terms of music. That's not particularly my interest. I'd be interested in getting AI to learn the work of classic comedians and to come up with new jokes,
Morecambe
and new
Wise.
acts.
That'd be great.
Well, yeah, or some of the old routines of the musical ones. Well, I've heard them. I've seen the act, and they often did the same act for many, many years.
Yeah.
Can AI come up with a new one, and I could then actually do it in the voices of the original artists? That would be hilarious.
What about Laurel and Hardy?
Well, I'd say hilarious. It would be hilarious if it worked, because the idea of it is that it's funny. I mean, in all areas of art, you could see AI being able to use what was there and then create something similar. Certainly he can go that far. So yeah, I'd love to see him.
I've got a better one. What about the mashup between Laurel and Hardy sings the Beatles? I'd love that.
Yeah, that'd be great, actually. Yes, yeah. And I was going to say, I just couldn't think at the moment. A silent movie star sings the Beatles. That might be better. I was about to say, but
Harold Lloyd or somebody like that.
Harold Lloyd sings the Beatles, and it's just a caption card with the next lyric in it. Well, I think we've come to an end of this show. But let us know what you think.
Yes.
Do you want to see
and the AI models? We'd love to hear from you too.
Yes. Any AI models
Algorithms out there are anonymous.
who want to speak to us, or maybe those who have spotted that in fact Mark and Pete are simply just AI bots themselves. Let us know. You can just go to markandpete.com. Make sure you're subscribed. Then you can leave a comment on this and every episode. But for Mark and myself, it's bye for now. Catch you next time.